That's a kick out at 2.
Okay, it's kick out at 2. Nick, I'm here with Brian. Good morning, Brian.
Hello, how are we?
What are you doing outside?
Well, it's nice. It's been nicer today than it has been all week for the most part. I mean, it's either been crippling humidity or crazy thunderstorms. I forgot that, in the summer, the weather up here acts pretty much like a teenage girl. It's just like all over the place and inconsistent. Like there's just no relying on it,
That
which is kind of
is
funny.
that is a hell of an analogy when you have two teenage girls that may at some point hear that statement and kill
Oh,
you sleep. Yeah, yeah.
well, I mean, knives are already sharp enough. It'll be okay. Um, so yes, I figured I would do the podcast outside today. Switch up a
So
little.
if we go long enough, will we slowly see your shirt darken from the neck down? Like just start to see you totally change color on that shirt, like an old coffee mug.
I would venture that the MacBook will overheat first before I overheat,
Right.
if we're being perfectly honest.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I got to tell you, so we
So
were we were hanging out having cigars with some, I guess, mutual friends. Now, like you've now collided worlds, which I don't know if it's going to be real good for you or bad for you, or I don't know. But uh,
oh
one
my
of
god, it was phenomenal.
one of our friends was like, "Shut up! The cat has
Cat,
been.
is it the cat?
Oh my god, this thing.
Begging to die.
Yeah,
Begging to die.
dude, the thing slept in today. I was like, oh, maybe. No, she was just
Maybe
sleeping
today's
in.
the day.
So I
Um,
got up, I made coffee, I gave her her pain medicine, and then she kind of like went away for a while. And it just right now, when I'm trying to do a thing, she's going to, oh, she made it up on the couch. Okay. Sometimes she fails and she falls hard. She has never been the type of
yeah.
cat to land on her feet. She will just, rib cage it. Just, ugh. All right, just lay down, relax. I'm trying to talk. All right. So we were hanging out with friends of ours, and the one friend was like, "Hey, I think maybe you should talk about more like political stuff." And we were like, "No." And I want to double down on that no. I used to listen to so much political like podcasts and radio and stuff like that. And I kind of stopped lately. Like I was just like, nah, I just feel like listening to music or something a little lighter. After that statement, I went back and thought about it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Let me listen to what's going on in the political world. I lasted 10 minutes and I was like, oh my God, I cannot deal with this negativity. I can't. I can't. It's all bad
You you know why? Do you know why? You know why I can't listen to it anymore?
because of drove school
You know
bus.
why? No.
Because,
Well,
oh,
no, I mean,
I know. I know why. I know why. But I'll let you say it.
I would I think it would be because you drove a school bus, you double down on listening to it. But no, it's because now you realize none of it's real, it's all wrestling.
Yeah. It's all
All
pro
wrestling.
wrestling.
You're like,
Like they
"This is all."
drag a
Yep,
dude in
you're like,
front of
"This is."
Congress to yell at him for what?
Mhm.
For nothing.
Yep.
He's not really getting yelled at. He's not really
Yep.
getting charged with it. No, he's not real. He's not a real guy.
It's all fake, negative, theatrical BS. That's all
Correct.
it is.
Yep.
And now, after you had your eyes open on this podcast, you're like, "Why am I wasting my time? I have my own podcast that
Right.
covers all of this.
Yeah.
Why would I why would I Why would I sit here and listen to all of this? That's ridiculous. That's completely ridiculous. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
yep,
no,
yep,
we're
yep.
not going to do any of I mean, we may talk about stuff, but we're going to make fun of it and then ourselves while we do it. So like it, do not do not pretend like you're going to show up here and take any of this seriously because we are not.
Oh,
Right?
agreed. It's
Here's what I'll take seriously. Something you said to me recently is I don't want to phrase it this way, but
oh boy.
you mentioned that there's a reason that we don't drink beer anymore. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I I cannot be a part of a world where I drink beer anymore. I can't.
No.
I went out to dinner with my parents. We did happy hour on Friday, and I had two old fashions at this bar. Really nice bar. Like we should meet at this bar sometime for a drink. It was nice. Right around the corner from my parents' house. Well, I'll tell you, it was really, really
Really?
good. So it was the Joseph Ambler Inn, which is this really kind of high end like venue for like weddings and stuff like that. But they have like a
Okay.
little pub just around the back of it, and they have just nice like the food is good to above average, like not just for bar food, but for like food. And then the drinks are good, and the staff is great. And we were in there for I don't know 2.5 hours. I had 2 old fashions. My parents are like, "Oh, you want to just Cullen's going to drive us all home. Do you want to just come in and we'll play some games and have a glass of wine?" And we're like, "Okay." Cullen's on boards. We're like, "Cool." And I don't drink wine, so I just like reach in their fridge. And what's in their fridge? But just beer, the good old
Mhm.
Coors Banquets. And I drank maybe 7 of them in a couple of hours. And I woke
Wait,
up,
what's maybe 7? Maybe 7?
well,
Well,
because
I don't understand what's maybe.
one loses count after 6 in an hour and a half. So uh, they go down smooth. Like they taste fine. And like I'm feeling good. And then I woke up at, I don't know, 2 in the morning with a crippling headache. Like,
Yep.
not the one you can fool yourself into ignoring. The one where you're like, okay, you stupid idiot, you did this to yourself. Get up and
Mhm.
go get medicine. Like, you need
Mhm.
help. You cannot fight through this one. And I couldn't. I
Yep.
had to. I like ran into a couple doorways on the way, like Al Bundy style, like on the way to the bathroom, and then just like found the migraine meds with the caffeine in them, popped a couple of them, and then went right out to the couch because now I'm sweating and just my head was pounding, and I knew I was just gonna like fall into the bed and wake her up. Not good. And I was just like, no, no, right to the couch, and I maybe slept for like 2 hours that night. Like after that,
Yeah, that's not your world anymore, buddy.
mm-mm.
So, like, I can't believe that you still keep trying every now and then to wade into those waters. It's over. Like, cause the next day you're dragging ass, dehydrated, you're bloated, you're tired. Like it's not. It's useless. It's
Right,
absolutely useless. Now, I haven't. I was the same way that you were, where it was like, well, all right, maybe I'll have a couple of beers, but every time I would pay the price. Up until last year, when you had Western party, that
mm,
Western themed party, and I had those Coors banquets or whatever the hell they were, and the next 2 days, I was like, "If there's a gun in this house right now, I'd use it because 'cause I'm like, "There's no I can't, like, I can't even open my eyes, I'm in so much pain," and then at that time, I was like, "Never again will I
right,
ever
right.
drink,
It's over.
like, have, like, multiple beers." It is so over, and it's honest to God truth, like, I'm like, "No more," like, and it's been great. Now, having said that, I have switched to a very controversial Thursday, no dinner, only whiskey diet, which I like to think the results are great, but the following morning, I tend to wake up with the shakes, which is kind of crazy to me.
It's not
Like,
that
and I
crazy.
don't know if it's because I had such, like, little in my system before I had a few drinks that, like, now the next day my body's in just, like, shock,
Right.
or if it's because there's just so much going on in my life right now, and I'm so overly stressed that this is just my body responding to some form of relaxation. I
I
don't know.
would, I would, I would say that the latter is possible, except it's only on Friday mornings after a no dinner whiskey evening. And let's call it what it
0
is. It's
calorie,
not it no, no, of
0
course. 0 first of all, no it's not.
it's
No it's not.
so it's liquor with a side of ice. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, liquor has
just,
calories
like,
in it.
after, like, a good hour and a half workout.
Right. So you're
So
totally depleted. The
mhm,
most logical thing to do would be to go get like a high protein, healthy dinner and then have a few drinks, except you skip the first part. So you've no nutrition
right,
and you're just flying on empty. Now, is it
yes,
efficient? Yes, it is very
mhm,
efficient. Like
uh-huh,
while we were out with these friends of ours, that bottle of Gentleman Jack was gone real fast.
Yeah, and so that's kind of funny too, because I bought that bottle to keep at their house for when I came over, and in the back of my mind, I was like,
Should have
"Should
gotten
I
two.
get 2 bottles?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, "I got a feeling this bottle isn't gonna last." Good weather out, it's a Thursday, so I'm drinking my dinner too, and lo and behold, I open that bottle, you show up 2 hours later. Now there's 4 of us
Right.
hanging out, only you and me are drinking this. So
That's an important
we kill this
distinction. Yeah.
entire bottle. Yeah, we kill this entire bottle in 2 hours for the most part. So, yeah, and then, like, the next day then, the other thing that kinda stinks is, like, we were sort of battling a hangover until noon also after the shaking stops. So, I don't know. I mean, you know me though, I'm strict with my diets.
Yes. Yeah. Look, if nothing else, you are disciplined
I am
on the.
very disciplined when it comes to my Thursday diet. I am religious to it, you know? So, I don't know, we'll see. Now, with that being said, and we're talking about working out, I'm really gonna give a really good summation of what is going on right now with me. So yesterday I had this for Friday, I have this fantastic workout and I come back to my parents' house and I'm practically crawling through the door. Like, I mean, it was an unbelievable workout. Every part of me hurt. And sweat is just pouring off of me like it's quickly starting to now. The my mom looks at me and she goes, "Oh," she's like, "Oh my god, what happened?" I was like, "Nothing." I'm like, "I came from this is a really great workout." And the first thing out of her mouth is, "Oh, wow, okay. Do you want a post-workout hot dog?" And I'm like, "No, I this is why this is why I have to work out like this."
Wait, you didn't think for 1 second, like maybe? Oh no! Now we lost Brian. Son of a bitch! Technology rearing its ugly head again at us. Oh boy! I'm gonna pause and text Brian, and we're gonna see if we can get it back. All right, Brian's back. Okay, all right. That wasn't too bad.
Alright.
Although we should we should maybe circle back to you sitting in front of your parents' bay window with the sun shining in, like on days where you're hungover. Should be like, "This is Brian calling from heaven.
Yeah,
I didn't make it."
and from the inside. Yeah, I didn't make it. The diet worked too well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the whiskey only diet worked and didn't work at the same time. It
Yeah,
just worked for the wrong thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, mission accomplished. We found out how long it takes for me to be outside for the MacBook overheat.
It was
Roughly
10
getting
minutes. It was 10 minutes and
hammered by
45
the
seconds.
yeah, yep. So, little do we know, now we know.
Thanks a lot, Pennsylvania.
I'm a man of science.
Yes. So
Mhm.
I forgot to tell you when we're out to dinner at this Joseph Ambler Inn having drinks and food and we're having a really good time. They were like, "Oh, we're having some live music come in." It's just two guys, so it's not like it's this big loud thing, but they're like, "Oh, we they come to every table and they pass out like a big kind of business card with a QR code on it and they're like, "Request any song you want and and we'll play it. Like we can play just about anything. So go on here and just pick any song you want." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of neat." And then like I guess there were a bunch of tables of like old teachers around us, and
Mhm.
the one old lady is like, "What is a QR code?" And first Kelly had to put her hand on my arm. She'd be like, don't,"
I
because
mean, don't,
well,
because you know what I mean?
it is 2026.
No, no. There are things right now that you have that are going on in society that you have no idea how to use them, and Cullen knows how to use them. And you've probably said, "What is?" And Cullen's just been like, just let the old man talk himself out."
So,
You know?
oh, so is it like how everybody older than us would tell us that our music wasn't music, and now we're doing the same thing to people younger than us?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So just shut
Well,
up, sit down,
so
let
I
them
did.
tire themselves.
I didn't say anything, but then the guy comes and he goes, "Oh, here, I have a paper list of songs." And he hands it to that lady. And then without being asked, he then just hands one to my mother. And I was like, "Hey, wait a minute, pal. My mom doesn't need that, okay? My mom, look at her. She's a young woman. She doesn't need that." My mom goes, "Nah, this is kind of easier for me to read anyway." And I was like, Oh, oh, like the hate in my heart had to dissipate because
Yeah,
mother was like, "Yes, I'm one of them. You have to stop." So
yeah.
I very like yes from the get go. I shouldn't say anything and shouldn't feel that way. I should be you know bigger than that. Uh,
More patient
more patient, more kind. Right?
because the younger generation has been more patient with you.
Have they?
Well, your younger generation. My younger generation, my kids think I might be so I have a really funny story that I remember I told you about a couple weeks ago that I have to share on the podcast because I think it people our age would really, really, really laugh. They would
Okay.
really laugh. So when we were on our misadventures about a month ago, moving back,
Yes.
so we're at Buc-ee's and we're in line at Buc-ee's and we're getting whatever, blah 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 blah, whatever the kids want for food. And I am I don't know how it happened, but we're in line, we check out, and the woman I'm like, "Hey, do you guys have forks or utensils for whatever the girls wanted?" And they were like she was like, "Oh, yeah, here." And I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And I move my hands in a way where the girls, like, freak out. They freak out, like, "Dad, put your hands down. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Dad." And they look around like, "Dad, you don't understand. You almost just threw up gang signs." Gang signs, dad. You could have gotten shot. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And Claire's like, "You almost threw up a West Side gang sign, and when you throw them up with your hands, it lets other gangs know that you're West Side, and so they'll shoot you." And I said, "Honey," I go, "Honey," and I start, like, throwing them up. I'm like, "You mean like this?" And she's like, "Oh my god, dad." She's like, "What are you doing? You crazy?" Pulling my hands down, like, "You're nuts. You're nuts. You're gonna get shot. You're gonna get us all shot." And I'm like, "Girls, listen, I am pretty sure that the Blood and the Crips are not here in this Buc-ee's in West Virginia.
Right.
That's number 1.
Not there.
Number 2, what is your, like, urban legend and story that you live by is real life, son, for what I lived in because that's where I came from. I'm
Right.
like, "That's was like, you want me to start" I started moving, I'm like, "You want dad to start crip walking here in the Buc-ee's?" And they're like, "Dad, what are you crazy? You're nuts. You're nuts, old man." And I am just like I'm like, "No." I'm like, I couldn't stop laughing at the idea of my kids informing me of, like, the ghost story of what
Right.
was the real life story of what we grew up in the '90s, and on top of that, I'm like, "Girls, you don't know your father. Your father used to work at the X Games in LA right in South Central, would go to the In-N-Out Burger in Watts." I'm like, "I'm telling you, wear red and not even knowing, and, like, I'm like and still get a tasty burger and
Right.
come back and be fine."
Like
And
yes, you would walk in and audibly hear go and all the eyes turn to you, but you still got your burger and you got out of there because they were like, "Look at him."
yeah.
They're like, "Look at him.
I'd walk
He's
into
not."
In-N-Out, I'd scream, "Otis, my man!" Right? And then ultimately, would leave. But, like, it was just the funniest thing of them being like, "You don't know what you're doing, old man. You don't know the things you're doing. You don't know the life that's out there." It's like, "No, I do. Believe me. Like,
I was
your father's lived."
yep, that reminds me of I was talking about I was we're in this whole like group chat with all my nieces and nephews, my brothers and my parents, right? Which my dad hates. Not the guy that left for cigarettes and never came back, but Ron. Ron hates being in group chats because it's just his phone constantly dinging. He doesn't look at his phone unless it makes a noise, and now it's constantly making noise. He's got to look at it. So he hates the group chat. But there was something in there where my niece Abigail said something to me about like drinking. They're
Mhm.
all coming over tonight to have like a home cooked meal before they all go back to school, and um, she was like, I was like, oh, we'll put this. Kelly's got some drinks she wants to make in the slushy machine, and which I will not drink. I will drink whiskey, and that's it, or
There you go.
bourbon, which I just
Yeah. Either
liquor,
way.
plain
Yeah.
liquor and ice. That's it.
You're a
But
grown man now. You
yes,
should only be
I'm a
drinking
grown up. I have made it, and I'm gonna make good decisions on what booze I drink. I will report back. So we're in this text thread, and she's starting to talk to me like, well, you don't know about this drink, that drink, this drink, that drink. And I was like, don't quote the ancient magics to me, witch. I was there when they were written, which is an old like Lion Witch in the Wardrobe reference that they don't get. But I'm like, listen, you don't you don't know me. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I put in front of you. You know the
Yeah.
mask. You don't know what went into building this human in front of you, all this majesty. Like you
Mhm.
couldn't possibly comprehend what we've been through because there's no record of it. Where everything they do is on the internet and recorded, and there's pictures and there's evidence. There was no evidence of what we were up to. None. And
Yeah. You're
thank
just
God.
you're just quoting Bane to her, going, "The shadows belong to me." Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like, just
right.
like yeah. Yep. Yep.
I was born
Totally
into
agree.
it.
Yeah, I was born into this. You're just visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm. You're
Yeah.
just
So
amazing. Yep.
so they're gonna come over. I think they're all Ubering over. And um they they were like, we want Kelly to make like a home cooked meal. Now, I don't think that their mother doesn't cook for them. I think she does. Um, I think they just like they're doing like a tour of the whole family. So they're like going to Kyle's for a night, coming here for a night. But like, I think Kelly uh, has put herself to her own fault at like a higher level with cooking. She's like, where you like you want
Mm,
this particular meal, you go to Kelly. You want this, you go to Kelly. So I'm like, all
no.
right, if you guys are coming over tonight, you got to tell us what you want to eat. We'll make anything. And they're all like, we'll just do burgers and dogs. What?
They're
What?
college kids. They don't know.
Yeah, but like they know what she can make. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
know
but
she can.
they're college kids too, so they're probably going house to house drinking all your booze also, right?
Yes, but
So they're
I'll buy
like a
beer.
circus.
I'll buy beer and I'll
Yeah.
buy some
Yeah.
Surfsides and
Yeah.
I won't drink any of
Mhm.
them.
Nor should you. You're a
No.
grown man.
And then I will hide the
Mhm.
whiskey far, far away. So that is
Yeah.
only for me or
Hey,
us.
I see the scheme that they're up to here. I applaud them. I applaud them.
Yeah.
It's like a little traveling circus of, "Oh, now we're gonna go to so and so's house. We're gonna have a nice
Get
dinner, but we're
hammered.
also gonna drink all the booze for free." Yep.
Everything. Everything.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
So
I applaud them.
that's where our evening is gonna go. So then tomorrow I have to like start my week again, like get back in the gym. I had a great week at the gym last week. Didn't go yesterday because I felt like just I was still down from from the beers. Like I was down all day from beer.
Yeah,
Friday,
I told you.
I went to the gym Friday. I felt amazing. Now I ate dinner and then had whiskey. Felt awesome. Saturday, yesterday was just a loss. I did
I guess my
nothing.
question is, if you went and you had your workout on Friday, did you have a post-workout hot dog? Or is that just my mother
No,
is a terrible
no, I didn't.
nutritionist?
No, because my mother's not here to offer me that. So, no, because I went to the gym. I try to go like early, like first, like the first thing I do, I want it to be the gym. But even if I don't wake up early, if I wake up and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, I want to go to the gym right then so that like I can move on with my day. And
Mhm.
like when I go to the gym and get done a good workout, I am a totally different version of myself where like I'm more patient with other people and I'm
Mhm.
nicer and I'm just like I feel like, oh, like on
And you're more
Friday.
proactive.
Well, not only that, like yes, I'm more I get a lot of stuff done. I'm productive. I'm
Mhm.
feeling good. Like I went to the gym Friday, went right to a friend's house. I went to Lance, a listener's house to pick up some tools that he had that I didn't because Steve gave me a circular saw with a broken cord on it that looked like someone chewed it off and then just like dropped it off at my house. Thanks, Steve. Uh,
Wait, does the circular s does I guess my question is, being a layman in all of this, does a circular saw need a cord in order to work?
well, so some do. Some are corded circular saws, and those need a plug. Some are battery circular saws that don't need a plug. This is not one of those. This is a corded circular saw that needs a plug on the end to plug the cord into an electrical outlet in order to operate.
Well, though, to not give Steve crap, was nice that he offered it.
Well, okay. Well, okay. Yeah. First of all, yes. Yes, it was. He took time out of his day to bring
Yes.
tools to my house. Now, that being
Yes.
said, A couple of years ago, I had this weird revelation where I was like, "Oh, I'm an adult. I'm not going to be doing things on my own. I'm going to pay people to do it." And I had
Mhm.
all these tools from like various people giving me tools for stuff. And I was like,
Okay.
well, if I'm not going to use these, let me take them to work where we can put them to use. Because we used to build custom crating for like artwork and marble tops, and we would do like we would repair furniture, and so there's clamps and saws and all this stuff. So I took a bunch of tools to work, and yes, stored them there, but also used them to get things done at work. So I thought like everybody wins. Well, then I don't work there anymore, and all of them were still there, and I kind of forgot they were there. And so I called Steve
Mhm.
like, "Hey, is any of that stuff still there?" So he brings me a big table saw, which is stationary, and you just kind of do this thing.
Yeah.
That works great. But like, I'm working on this home project because now all of a sudden I'm poor again, think I can do stuff, and I come to the point where now it's circular saw time, which is like the main tool for the whole project. And I pick the thing up. Cord looks like a rat chewed through it. And I'm like, son of a on a
All
day
you
where
can hear all you can hear is The Price is Right. "Wah, wah, wah, wah,
right.
wah,"
So
up in your head.
I, like, I was being so productive that day, sweating my ass off outside cutting wood, but I was, like, really getting things done to where, like, I'm sending stuff to other people that are handy, and they're like, "Dude, that
Mhm.
looks really good. All you have to do is make these platforms." I go, "Yeah, yeah, that's next. I'm gonna make these platforms. They're gonna be perfect." No saw. That was Wednesday. And I talked to Lansdale Listener. He goes, "Yeah, listen, I'm not around today or tomorrow, but you can pick it up Friday." So then I had like a whole day that was like lost. So like Thursday, I'm just like, oh,
Why? You have nothing
because
to
I was
do.
like, it's like you start making progress on something, and then something out of your control just stops everything completely. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want to keep moving. I obsess over it. When I start something, I end up being
Sounds like my
obsessed
marriage.
with it. Yeah,
Sounds exactly like my marriage. Yeah. Yeah, it tends to get frustrating, and then you get over it.
right. Like I'm over it today. I did nothing yesterday, and I was like, like maybe tomorrow I'll do some. But if these kids are coming over, I'm not. I'm just gonna kind of
Yeah.
clean up my workspace, clean up the house a
Yeah.
little bit, go food shopping, and get
Mhm.
alcohol for them to drink all of it, and then we'll move on. But
Yeah.
so yeah,
Get
thank you to
drunk and
Lansdale listener
you know,
because I
you just wanna get drunk and stare at a broken circular saw today. That's what your Sunday's evening's gonna be.
I think when my project's done, I'm gonna take that circular saw and like build it in kind of like Al Capone under the stadium. You know what I mean? Like just put them in there. There it is. It lives in there. And just every once in a while, open a cabinet and it's like, oh, there's that saw.
Yeah.
Thank you.
"Ah, the circular
There's my
saw is"
broken
Hey,
circular saw.
you know what's weird is that another thing I noticed being up here now is that there are so many radio stations, and they all play the same exact genre, like, the same exact genre of music, and, I hear the Rolling Stones, like, 4 times a day in the radio now when and I drive for maybe, like, 20 minutes total, and it's like, I'm, like, really curious if these companies have all these licenses for up here. Like, back in the day, every station had, like, its own different specific type of genre. Like, it
Yeah.
was just like, you know what I mean? Like, you had hip hop or you had country or you had this, yeah. Like, now it's all just music from, like, 1965 to 2005, and, like, that's it. It's
Right.
wild.
There's a
And
reason for that.
so
You ready for the
yeah,
reason?
I know that. I
Who's
do know the
listening to the
reason.
radio?
Right, exactly, and so, like, I'm like, I guess that they ultimately were like, "Hey, look, there's no other demographic past this demographic.
Right.
Like, there's no other demographic.
Mm-mm.
So, let's not do" like, we still have, like, Q102 or whatever, and, like, that's it, but those do top pop songs, but there's nothing else out there. It's amazing. I'm like, "This is crazy." I'm like, every time you switch a radio station, it's the exact it's like living in a time capsule. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing
Right.
it's crazy. It is the craziest thing because, like, in Charlotte, they didn't have nearly as many radio stations, but all of them had different types of genres. So you had, like, 1 station for each, even though there was only, like, 5 stations. Like, up here, it's, like, 30 stations, 28 of them all play Bon Jovi. Which, like, to
Right.
me I am like, how has somebody not thought of just a full-on Bruce Springsteen channel, like, radio station here that would be number 1 by a mile just based on Delco listeners?
Well, they already I mean, satellite radio does that. Like, they
But
already
that's what I'm
have that.
saying. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, like, clearly it's a thing that works, so why wouldn't one radio station be like, "Oh, you know what? Let's just play Bon Jovi 24/7 because we know people are gonna listen to it around here."
I mean, I guess. I could be honest with you. I don't listen to the radio anymore. Like, I don't know the last time I think I make the mistake of turning on sports radio once in a while, and I'm like, I would rather listen to Ethan and Cullen do their sports talk podcast that they stole the other day. I don't know if you
I
listened to
heard
that. Uh,
not how did it go?
well, let me give a background. So early in the week, all of the things I put out are like Gary's gone. Gary's not gone. Gary's on vacation. But it draws the eye more to say Gary's gone, right? People are like, "What?" Like Kyle.
You
So
fired Gary?
no,
Like,
Gary's not fired. It's Gary's show. I'm gonna fire Gary from his own show.
right,
Like, can't do that. It's like Mike Missinelli. Oh wait.
volunteering?
Uh, so Gary's on vacation. Steve's on vacation in Ireland, drinking whiskey drinking
No, he's
Corona
not
and
drinking whiskey.
tequila in
Yeah,
Ireland, which we'll come back
yeah,
to it. We'll come back. We'll come back.
we'll
We'll come
get
back.
to that, we'll
So
get to that.
uh and I don't know. I don't even know if I talked to you about it, but I knew Steve and Gary weren't here, and Cullen was like, "This is our shot. This is our shot. We can actually do something, make Bryn listen to it, make her preside over the podcast on whether or not we get our own show." And I was like, you know what? That's not a terrible idea. So we just they made their own little takeover, and I didn't even stay in the room. I just left. I just went about.
Was Bryn on it?
No, so that's the point, right? They did their own show. It's just the two of them to see,
Okay.
is this viable? Will it work? What does it need? And their big problem is that they agree on everything. And so I was talking to Kyle, who listens. So Kyle turns it on. He turns on Sports Talk with Gary to hear Gary. That's the only like he wants to hear Gary, and he's like, as soon as Cullen took your headphones off of you and put them on, and then Ethan showed up, he was like, what? What? No, no, no,
Why
no.
don't why don't we ask El Tuchador to be on it?
So that is the question, because I feel like Tooch would give some outside the box perspective, right? And when these two guys agree on everything, Tooch can come in with some kind of old school knowledge, drop it on them, and maybe help them out a little bit.
Yeah, and then, like, offer up some stories mixed in with his Latino upbringing and, like, kind of, like, mix that in, to kinda add some culture
Yeah.
to the podcast.
What do you
I think that would
culture?
be
What is the air quotes for culture? What do you
oh,
mean?
there's culture.
Oh,
His
okay.
mask doesn't fit his head.
He's
So,
so that we're gonna have to get El Tuchador a newer, better fitting mask
yes.
to
Yeah.
continue, right? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe one with an adjustable head size.
I
That
don't
might
think
be
his
the
head's gonna
best.
get any bigger. Is that
You'd be
possible?
surprised. You'd be surprised. You could be surprised. A couple compliments go a long way to that with Tooch. I'll tell you. Um, yeah, but yeah, I toss Tooch on there, and then that way, you know, Kyle has his mix. He gets a mix up with his like just not listening to his family. He
Yeah.
can now listen to El Tuchador also,
Yeah. He
and
was I
Tooch
mean,
can bring in a
when I tell you how
perspective.
upset he was that Gary wasn't there, like he's like, God damn, like he's calling me, like he's on the road calling me, I'm sick because I'm sick, and he's like just beside himself. Absolutely beside
Yeah,
himself. So, all right, everybody. Steve is in Ireland, and Steve is committing fouls left and right. And the
I don't like how they haven't chased him out of Ireland at this point is crazy to me.
I would think if you sit at a table in an Irish pub and you order a Corona, I feel like that I'm telling a story. Would you shut it? Cat.
Just kill that cat.
I know. Oof.
Just kill that cat.
Like I would think they would just tell you, no.
No, I would think that they would be like, "Sure, no problem, go piss in a bottle, and then bring it back and hand it to you and say, 'Hey, there you go, bottoms up.'" Because
You
they're
think
Irish, we're
you
rotten
think maybe they
people.
did?
Yeah, I do. I do. I do.
You so you think
Like,
Irish
glug, glug.
people are a little volatile is what you're saying?
Yeah, volatile, bitter, and bastards. If I know me, and I know my family,
Yeah.
and I
A
know
very
my
watered
extended
down
family.
version over here.
Yeah. And I yeah. Yep, yeah, and I've been to Ireland a few times, so yeah, I am meeting them, lovely people, bastards, but lovely people. Um, so yeah,
Lovely people if
uh,
you drink the proper beer, if you drink some Murphy's or some Guinness, and then maybe you have a glass
yeah,
of whiskey that they recommend, not
yes.
right.
You
Like,
don't just
even
show
you,
up and say,
you're not
"Give
gonna
me the
show up and be like,
Corona."
I'll have Jack Daniels, please." No, you're gonna get a glass of whiskey,
Yeah,
whatever you have.
yes.
Like, there's twigs
No,
floating it in and stuff, like, whatever.
it's it's kind of like, I don't know why it is or what it is, but the Guinness, this is gonna sound ridiculous. The Guinness in Ireland is completely different than the Guinness over here, and I think it's because it's not nearly as heavy, I feel
Yeah.
like, and you can drink it like it's water. Like, I was bathing in it practically the last time I was over there. Like, it was just you don't even think about it, you're just drinking it like there's nothing going on.
So the Guinness that they have on tap over there is, like, fresh, right? Meaning it's not prepared the same way as Guinness that they can or bottle to ship because it doesn't need all the preservatives and additives and nitrites and stuff in it to preserve it for shipping and sitting on a shelf or sitting in a refrigerated, beer house or
Mhm.
something. It's going right to a tap through a cold line and then right into a glass. So, like, you're getting
And then
right into your gullet. Yeah. It's
mm,
just more pure and there's less chemicals, so again, you're not bloated, you're not hungover, you're just drinking beer, and that's why you can drink it like water because it's fresh,
yeah.
it's pure. So, yeah, yeah, so far Steve's doing it wrong. He said he was drinking Guinness too, like, I don't know, he sent me a
Yeah,
thing like, "Maybe Guinness isn't so bad," and then that was it.
it's like, but no, so we're like, "Why are you drinking Corona?" And then he goes, "Well, no, it's not just Corona, I'm also drinking tequila." And we're like, "Wait, you're not supposed to be drinking the 2 things that are least affiliated with Ireland
Right.
in this arena.
Like,
You are walking around."
you know how far those items had to travel to
Yeah,
get to Ireland?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yep.
that's just
Like, they're looking at you like you're on Nick's bus.
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just like, you know what I mean? Like,
get
there's
in the back,
no.
in the back seat.
They must think you are such an asshole. They really do,
Oh,
and you're not doing it on purpose, just be yourself,
oh, that's
but,
why he should be on my bus because he's an asshole like me and retired OR nurse Tom. Not okay. I get
like,
you. All right, that makes
there's
sense.
there's a there's a reason why the phrase "when in Rome" exists,
Yeah.
and this is that reason, right?
Hmm.
So, I just really funny. I can't wait to hear more of what happened over there with him because I just feel like him traveling. I First of all, I love the fact that he went to Ireland. I love the fact that him and his beautiful wife are traveling, and so, and going there. Is it just those 2, or did he go with the
No,
in-laws, or
I know that uh they took their son with them, and I'm pretty sure his mother-in-law, who is also lovely. I love his mother-in-law. So I think it was her idea, like, this is the trip I need to take, before I can't take trips anymore. And that's how the whole trip happened. And like a whole August
Mhm.
vacation thing happened where it's just like, look, it's now or never. And I want to go. I've always wanted to go. And so they were like, "Yeah, you know what, Mom, let's go." She's incredible. Um, Love to see her every time they have like a family party or something. So I know she went. I'm not sure. I know Steve has a brother-in-law. I'm not sure if he was included in the trip. Uh, and he might be married too. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they were part of it. Um, but I know Steve's mother-in-law, wife, and his son all went with him, and they're
Oh,
probably all
but
yelling at him this entire
yeah,
time.
they probably are. They probably all flew to Ireland just to call him an idiot.
Yeah, precisely what I thought.
Yeah, it's marriage.
Yep.
It's marriage. But yeah, no, I had a great time. Ireland's a really fun time. It really is, and if you go during the right time, you're guaranteed to never see anybody from Northeast Philadelphia or Delaware County. But if you go in the wrong time, or
Like
maybe like a
March.
Notre Dame or a Navy game during football season, it's just littered, littered with those residents. So
So
I
we
would
want to.
always
You heard it here
recommend
first, folks.
Ireland.
If you want to stay away from Delco Northeast Philly types, you just go over there when there's not a Navy Notre Dame game, and you got to watch out for St. Patrick's Day. First, they don't know what that is, and if
Yeah,
you go over there and you're celebrating it, they hate you. But that's okay because if you do that, you're probably Delco, and we hate you. So
we don't
there we are.
hate you.
We hate
We
you.
just we just we we don't hate you. We don't hate you. Nick just thinks he's better than you.
No, that's not true. Say it properly. I know I'm better than them. I know it. I know it my core, in every fiber of my being. I know it. And I don't care what parish they go to.
This is gonna turn into an additional hour of you just ranting into the computer.
We'll
We
put it
can't.
on no DQ.
We put it on. Yeah, we can put it on. We can put it on no DQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be
Nick rants
Nick's
about
4-part
Delco and
episode
French Canadians.
of just absolute ranting. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we've podcasted enough for today.
You think so?
And then I
I've been on for
do.
41 minutes. You've been on for like 37 because you overheated.
Yeah. No, we've been here for an hour and a half, minus like 10 minutes of an overheated MacBook. Right? No.
No, that is incorrect. But listen, we can do a short show once in a while. It's okay. Like Steve's not here to offer any ha-has or anything like that, so we can't.
Okay, all right, so I'll give you one thing. Well, because we cut all the wrestling out too.
We can
Even
talk about
though
wrestling. I have wrestling to talk about.
Yeah. Even though you followed up the podcast last week with like, "Oh, I have a wrestling note." It's like, well, you just told the whole audience that we're not doing wrestling anymore.
Well, I told them it's not a wrestling podcast. That doesn't mean like if I see something interesting, I can talk about it.
Okay, then go. What was your note? You mentioned something.
So I I more or less was scouring the not scouring the internet. I'm just scrolling, right? And a guy from our teenage years, I guess, came out of retirement, and I didn't know it was him until he did like a signature move, and it made me so sad. But
Mm,
I learned how to do a thing. So I can actually share it with you and the audience so you guys can watch what I'm talking about.
okay.
All right. So I hope you haven't seen this yet. I'm going to share this screen.
Are you gonna have to credit the video?
Well, it's on YouTube, and we're going to be on YouTube, so I think it's fine.
Watch this guy. I don't know if any music's coming through. Oh, boy. Uh-huh. Wildwood, New Jersey. Right, that track. Yeah. Oh, no. Uh-huh. You got your big votes? Yup. And his, like, I understand he's 20 years older than I am. And so for his age, he looks great. Right? But it's like, my dad gets. Yeah. It's like, no, man. Let me see if I can say this a little bit.
There we go.
Oh, look at him in all his majesty. Oh,
Oh, oh, oh.
Right. Okay.
that's enough. That's enough.
You can let yeah.
Oh my God! Hold on, I gotta get out. That should be on magazines. Oh, why would you put that on? That is gross. Oh my God, gross.
Oh, thank God.
Like, and am I the only person that when I think of Val Venus, I also think of Kai and Tai? and their
No,
manager screaming,
no, you're not.
Mr. Choppy Choppy,
That's why I'm like,
Mr. Choppy Choppy.
I was sending any email to any agent or company that I could find attached to this guy to be like, you've got to come on and talk to us because I need to ask you about Kai Tai and the Choppy Choppy. Like at any moment where you're like, this idiot might slip. You know what I mean?
That's yeah. Yeah, Mr. Choppy Choppy. Yeah, I mean, that was the best storyline he was ever in,
Yeah. The only
right?
with the guy's wife,
Yeah.
Mrs. Yamamoto, is that what it
Yeah.
was? Uh-huh.
Yeah. 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 It's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Now I saw a headline from SummerSlam. I guess SummerSlam was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw a headline from SummerSlam that said one of the Bella twins got injured in a six-person tag team match
Yeah.
with Paige. And I was like, is this a headline from 12 years ago? Or is this like right now?
No, it's right now. Like they at Mania, they were both coming back, and Nikki Bella got hurt, and so they brought Paige back from AEW a little early in order to not have to change the WrestleMania card, and then they go through all this, uh, they win the tag titles at Mania, lose the tag titles, and then they have a six women tag match, and then the other Bella twin gets hurt. It's like, okay, enough,
Okay,
enough.
this is my question. This is my question. If you're having the Bella twins and Paige on your card, your SummerSlam card, then what's the point of NXT? Right? Shouldn't those spots be for well-developed wrestlers for NXT?
Yep. Yeah.
Not
Well,
people from 12 years ago?
I mean, for example, they're running an Alexa Bliss injury storyline, which I think is a work, but they ended instead of instead of bringing in AJ Lee who can't go, and they brought up a girl from NXT, a total surprise move, and I was like, okay, that's better. That's what you're looking for. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Isn't that
yeah, I mean, you're right. It's like you're looking at a headline from 12 years ago. The only thing I've seen, one good thing in wrestling, and that is that this Becky Lynch is Ric Flair. She came out like some wrestler, I don't even remember who it was, made a heel turn, and so Becky. Oh no, it wasn't a heel turn. Liv Morgan's out in the ring, like nobody can touch me. Becky Lynch comes out, automatic face, doesn't even matter. It's like Ric Flair. Like whoever's in the ring, she'll do whatever needs to be done, and she's even doing like her Trump voice. Everybody says so. Sports Illustrated says so. And then now the crowd's cheering her where they were booing her before over the Trump voice. Now they love her and the Trump voice. She's perfect.
well,
She's incredible.
does she only wrestle one type of match like Ric Flair? 55,000 times?
Yeah. What's it
Yeah,
matter? You're going to
doesn't
watch
matter.
it. You're going to
Yeah,
watch it.
that's amazing. That's really amazing. That's really funny. There was this thing I saw a couple of days ago. Speaking of SummerSlam, two things on SummerSlam. One, apparently, for both nights, only that stadium that they had was only half full. They couldn't
Yeah.
fill it out.
The camera side was empty. The hard
Wow,
camera
which
side was
is
just empty.
wild, absolutely wild
Yeah.
to hear. Which confirms everybody's been saying like 2-night SummerSlam is a terrible idea.
Hmm.
And so but anyway, on top of that, I saw this thing that apparently so the SummerSlam that was in 1992, the one that was in like Wembley with like British Bulldog and Bret Hart, apparently the original card for that SummerSlam was like completely different. Completely different. It was like because of all different circumstances and stuff, like it was they changed the whole thing. But like the original card was like phenomenal. It was like Flair Savage 2,
Hmm.
the rematch from WrestleMania 8. It was Bret Hart versus Jake the Snake Roberts, like the Ultimate Warrior versus Sid Justice. Uh and like the whole and who was it? It was Shawn Michaels versus somebody else. Uh and then the Legion of Doom were supposed to win the tag titles. And it was really funny because they were like, well, what happened was they were like, we had to put the Ultimate Warrior when we put it in Wembley. The WrestleMania 6 VHS sales were so through the roof that they were like, we can't put Flair in there. We have to put the Warrior versus Savage because of the intrigue of the international fans with the Ultimate
Oh,
Warrior, right?
shit.
And
It's
on
like put a
top
show in
of
Saudi
that,
Arabia.
yeah, on top of that, their original plan of putting him with Sid Justice. So like they did like 2 months of house shows to see how
Yeah.
everything was gonna go with Sid Justice. And Sid Justice was like, this guy's so insane, I don't want to wrestle anymore and just quit. And it's
hmm
like, I don't want to do it. Nope, we're good. We're absolutely good. And then the thing with Jake the Snake Roberts is I think he left for a contract with WCW. And then they were going to do the first ladder match with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart for the Intercontinental title. And they ended up not doing that and then having it be Davey Boy Smith. Oh, and then they were going to put the tag titles on the Legion of Doom to beat Ted DiBiase and IRS. But at that point, Hawk had such a crippling crack problem that they were like,
Oh,
there's no way we can rely on these guys this guy to show up every date and be sober and work.
right.
So they were like, we can do that. And then they were going to do a return match of the Big Boss Man versus Nails from the year before,
Oh,
but like 3 weeks before, Big Boss Man got like liposuction, and it was like, you can't wrestle for like 3 more months. What are you talking about? You can't.
here's the medium boss man.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, so throw Virgil in there instead. Like, I'm like,
Oh,
it was just really funny, like going through and watching the history of like what was the original card and then what it ultimately ended up being. And you're just like this is really funny because like, this is how live events work. But you're like, two of the people that were involved had crippling crack problems.
yeah.
You were just like, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of like I watched the whole breakdown of the 92 Rumble where Flair won and
Yeah.
and how Hogan kind of ruined storylines for months moving forward just in that one match. And we can talk about it another time. I don't want to get overly
Yeah.
wrestling on these people, these poor people that stayed in for no wrestling and then we talked wrestling. So
We get you banned wrestling.
I didn't ban wrestling. We
Like
talk about what we
you're
want
like
to talk about.
you're like the pastor from Footloose. You're like outlaw dancing, like outlawed wrestling. Like right now, Steve is in somewhere in a barn in Ireland,
Yeah.
dancing out all of his emotions because he can't speak about wrestling on this podcast.
We'll get there. Once in a while, we'll talk a little wrestling and we'll talk about how everything in the world is pro wrestling, like Dr. Anthony Fauci, and about all the elections that are coming up in
Ugh,
November. It's all pro
ugh,
wrestling. None of it's real.
ugh.
And Cyclospora, it's all pro wrestling.
I mean, like I said, I turned to you and said on Thursday when we were out having drinks, I said, I think it would be a great idea if we did a podcast that was just about politics and race relations. I think it would go over fantastic.
I think that would go horribly, horribly wrong really fast.
You couldn't say no fast enough.
Yeah, I was like, no, no. But then that's why I went back and listened to some political radio, and I was like, oh my God, like your lives as a political like podcaster, how do you turn that off and just go, oh no, I'm rich now, it's fine? No, I would be
That's how you
so
do it.
insane. Yeah, I guess, right? Have somebody
I
rubbing your
mean,
feet under the desk while you do this podcast.
like, how does Michael Cole, you know what I mean? How does Michael Cole turn off the wrestling and just go live
Well,
his life?
because he's a carny. You understand? Like he's just having
So are
it's all
they.
fun.
So are they. So is Jesse Waters. Like,
Uh,
so is Jesse Waters. So's that Rachel Maddow. Like, you're just a paid
so
actor
all
there to
carnies.
entertain
Right.
somebody,
Yeah. All for
and
clicks.
exploit
Everything's
idiots.
for clicks. Yep.
All it is,
It's all for clicks.
including this show.
Oh, this show is most certainly for clicks, especially when Steve gets back. Because when Steve gets back, I assume I think he's gone 10 days. So he
Okay.
should be back next week. Next week, we're going to talk vacations. We're going to talk about Steve's vacation in Ireland. And then after our regular time, we are going to talk to Brian about Ibiza Part 2 After Dark.
Oh, man.
So prepare yourself. Get right. You know what I mean? Just
How much can we talk about? There was a lot.
grab a cup that looks like your Pitbull cup and have a drink in it and then get ready because we're going to talk about the Pitbull Cup, and we're going to talk about the nightclubs, and we're going to talk about Danny and why he needs Judge Bryn. And then hopefully at some point we'll get Judge Bryn on, because Judge Bryn apparently has to decide on something about Danny and on the boys and their podcast.
I mean, there was just a lot of. I'll just say this. Personally, I have never seen somebody do that much coke in my life. Personally.
Okay. All
So
right.
I
Okay.
was like,
Okay. Yeah, you know what? You're right. We have gone long enough today. We're good. Okay. All right.
that's all I'll say. That's all I'm going to say. For Ibiza Part 2.
Okay. Ibiza Part
Personally.
2 includes cocaine.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why would like that? Yeah,
Why
of course
would
it
Yeah,
would.
of course. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to contact legal, and then we'll talk next week about Ibiza.
I'll talk to you later.
Yes. Bye.